Success looks like doing a bunch of hard shit that there's no reward. Like success is literally you're writing a contract to life that, hey, I'm okay with not feeling good today. A lot of the reasons why I box or ride a motorcycle was all to prove myself. So it's like people think that, I'm this secure person. And really, bro, I'm like trapped in a prison. Because I'm like, I think that I have to be this big, good-looking, charismatic guy. So here I am doing all these things. But am I doing them for me? Or am I doing them for other people? At the end of my life, bro, I would like my life to have given people a permission slip to live their own best lives.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 1% Podcast. As always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for showing support. And thank you guys for showing love on every single episode. If you could, please like, comment, subscribe on this video. Wherever you guys listen to on your podcast, make sure to tune in. I have a guest with me today. Part 2 for us. It could have been part 3. The last files got corrupted.
I like 2 better than 3. 2 is good.
Jake, how we doing, brother?
Holy shit. That's how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot, bro. A lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on. Just definitely, without taking the intro of this podcast and bringing it to a completely different place. Just, man, life is fucking stressful, bro. Not even stressful, just so much to life, especially when you don't choose the traditional path. Because I just feel like over here I'm dealing with the podcast. Then I'm dealing with the personal brand. Then I got to deal with being the manager. Then I got to come over here and make money. So I got to get back into my filmmaking and my digital marketing career. Then I got to deal with my girl. Then you know what I'm saying? And it just never. Then I got to deal with my body. Then I bro. Then I got to deal with God. On and on and on, bro. So much going on. But I mean, I'm happy. I'm blessed to be here. Truthfully, I have not felt that good lately. Truthfully, my mental has been chaotic as fuck. And I think it's because I've just been going really hard with the career, it feels like. So I'm getting ready. I'm excited to cool it down a little bit and just get back to the place inside me that doesn't involve anything other than just being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the look that you got right now. I love the it's when I listen to the spiritual teachers like Ram Dass,
Yeah.
They all have this, like, when I see it look like that, it's more of like an internal journey, because they're not worried about, how they may look. They're more focused on the internal and their soul and their mind and their body. And when I've been, hearing you as of late, especially with the couple episodes that you've been dropping, I've been hearing a little bit of a difference in terms of the way that you've been presenting yourself.
Right.
And I think it's beautiful because the messages have been getting different. As I do know that, you guys do talk about relationships a lot. I've been seeing more of like an internal growth on, perspective on life or perception on life has become different. And I just wanted to, tell you that I've been seeing a difference in your content and your voice and like the aura that you've been presenting to the world. And I truly do love it. And I know that you'll continue on your journey and grow exponentially as the years to come. So I just wanted to give you that. For sure.
Thanks, bro.
Of course.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You said you just talked about how you didn't want to take it somewhere. Was there a specific thought that came to mind in terms of when I asked you how you were?
Yeah, I was just gonna go into all the personality stuff.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is I'm pretty set in stone these days. It's very weird. I'm pretty set on, you have your spiritual life and then you have your human life. So I was just going to get into a bunch of the human stuff. My favorite guy, Ram Dass, really almost like my guru in a sense. I've listened to him so much. He says that, in the world of the personality, there's all this stuff. Stuff is like, I got to pay this bill. I got to get back to this company. I have to, get a haircut. I have to, and then you're also dealing with your emotions and your thoughts, that stuff as well. Today I don't feel like going to the gym. Today I do feel like going to the gym. You could have a thought that you could be fresh off the wake up and be thinking, negatively about your self-image, that stuff. You could, what would be something, even if you're feeling good about yourself, oh, well, damn, I'm better than them. I'm comparing myself, that stuff. So I was, I felt like, I would have probably taken it to a stuff place. And what I mean by like your spiritual life is really just a um, something that exists without all of the stuff. Something maybe a little deeper. Something like, I guess, just the witness consciousness. Uh, that is just kind of watching everything go on. And yeah, I probably would have just, that's what I meant by that. So
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. You've since the last time they've seen you, you've grown a lot on social media.
Yeah.
170,005 followers on Instagram now, 38,000 on YouTube. And
Mm-hmm.
in the last episode, we talked about how you thought about creating a YouTube and
Yeah.
you did it.
Yeah.
And
About to go crazy too. Like that's kind of where I'm going back to really quick. I think a lot of people, expectations fuck people up. And, I think for people to simplify, like just some, beginner advice is, lean into your authenticity and double down on being you. And there's so much reasons why we're not the way that we are. And I've personally been feeling the number one thing that's pulled me away from what I wanted to do is finances. Now it's every single 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and on year old, because shit is expensive. This piece of wood that we're sitting in right now is $30,000, and the $30,000 cottage is attached to the $700,000 house and property, and that's just your home. Now you have a car, now you have a phone, now you have clothes, food, kids, God forbid. Bro, life is expensive. And, that's one of the reasons why people don't do what they want to do is because they're busy paying for all this shit. And the unfortunate thing about having expenses and paying for things is you have to trade time for dollars. And the unfortunate thing about trading time for dollars is that now you're stuck doing all the shit you don't want to do because you have to pay that bill at the end of the month. And the unfortunate thing about that is that the only way to do what you're supposed to do in life is to have time to do those things. But the unfortunate thing about that is that those things don't pay for the first year, second year, third year. Could go 10 years without that paying. And that's why people don't pursue it, because, you might, because it takes too long to start making money from what you want to do. I've known, as you mentioned, YouTube, I've known deep down for years now, 5 years, bro. I have enough evidence now that YouTube is the thing that I'm the best at is content creation. So like, why do I ever focus on anything other than content creation? Why do I not make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 YouTube videos a month? And it's because, I haven't had the time to do that because of finances. But, just a simple bar, I guess, for people that are wondering why they're unhappy, and it's because you're busy doing a whole bunch of shit you don't want to do.
What have been you talked about expectations. What have been the expectations of yourself?
Expectations of myself.
Like, what do you expect? I know that you expect great things from yourself,
Right.
But on a day-to-day basis, what are some things that you expect from yourself?
Well, I completely expect now to have. I expect the problem with expectations is like you said, mine are really high. And if I had to like put a date on this, hey, it's May 25th, 2024, and what I'd like to look back on, what I would expect out of the future is, bro, I really think it's not really not even an expectation. It's like I have a knowing that I can do certain things. What are those things? Well, I think I could be a top 3 YouTuber. I think I could be the biggest personal development YouTuber in the world, bar none, and like big drop off. Those every once in a while, bro, you get a dynasty sports team that they're so far. There's like the top 4 teams, but then the top 1 team is so far even from the top 4. I think I can genuinely be so far away from every single other personal development creator. So that's one thing I expect out of myself. another thing that I expect out of myself is I don't appreciate how chaotic my mind is, and I don't like how my day is controlled by my mood. So one of the things that I expect over the next 5 years is to do enough personal development and spiritual work where it doesn't matter what mood I'm in, or it doesn't matter. Like, I don't want there to be anything that can shake me. Not how I feel, not how I look, not the money that I have in my pocket. I don't want there to be anything that can shake me. You can't get to me. Jesus Christ, bro, found something inside himself that it didn't matter what happened to Jesus. You could nail the guy on the cross. You can, you could ruin his reputation. You could take away all of his material possessions. You could kill him. And, he'd come back 3 days later to say, fuck you. You could dent his car, but you can't get him. So that's one of my other expectations and my goals is to get to a place where no matter what happens to me in my life, the wind can't shake a mountain.
Mm. Interesting. Mm-hmm. There's one challenge in particular.
So you see that right there. Sorry, but that's the split. Here's my like personal life, the biggest of all time, YouTuber. What comes with that? Cars, clothes, money, women, status. All this like material stuff. But then there's a spiritual life. But I want everyone to know, listening to this, I take this, the personal life is just what I do with my life to have fun and to enjoy the world. But I don't need any of that to happen because I have the spiritual life. That's most important by far. The personal life is just like, it's just like my vehicle to live an awesome life. And then also to merge with my spiritual life. So every single thing that I even do in my personal life will have some type of personal development or self-help based foundation because I'll have all the cars and this and that, but like the main objective is also to not make the world a better place, but just to give people a permission slip that they can also be themselves. That's the main thing in terms of my content and my life and my message. Whether I walk in a room or I make a video, my biggest thing is I just want people to see me and say, wow, like that guy's so himself. That guy didn't care what this person said or the parents or this or that. And the odds were stacked against him, but he was himself. So that gives me a permission slip to be myself.
Yeah. How can others get that permission slip? How do you believe that others can, with the fear of judgment that's plays an incredibly big thing on myself, on maybe you, maybe Zach, who also is in this room. Mm-hmm. We fail to give our permission slip sometimes to ourselves to live in that authenticity and live in our truest self, because we think about whatever people are seeing on social media and quite honestly, people that we don't even care about. Mm-hmm. We just want to fit that standard and fit that narrative so we can be seen as cool, or we can be seen as this great person, or to attract all the materialistic things. So how can other people give that permission slip to themselves? Like, what is something that somebody can tell themselves or being able to do each day that gives them that permission slip that you talked about?
Great question. I mean, I think it starts with leadership, and I think that it also starts with media, So like, here's this platform that's normally very toxic for people, for teenagers, for young ones, is the media, is the cell phone. But what if there's, a leader or leaders, a team of people that are using the platforms to actually inspire, that are using the platforms to actually lead, that are using the platforms to show support and empathy and compassion, bro, and love. And really, I mean, what is it? You have there has to be a perfect storm. If like, people have to watch other people come up. That's what I love about me. That's what I love about, other people and maybe for other people that are in a bad position in their life right now, you start posting content about it, and you'll have those receipts, where like people can look back on. And if I tell you, when I'm successful, here's how I did it. You can't say, oh, it's because, you started with money, or, oh, it's because, you had a head start or something. No, it's like, bro, like I have, here's 10 years of receipts. Here's 400 podcast episodes that I shot before, before I was able to afford an apartment. Here's X, Y, and Z, all these things. So I think that the permission slip is people need inspiration to because, bro, I wish there was just more evidence, bro. Like, there's not enough evidence out there that if you chase your dreams, it can happen. There's a lot of people at the top that say that message, but that's why I love, anytime, bro, I come across that's why I love shooting content, bro, because anytime I come across someone that, has the receipts, it's like, no, like, bro, like, go back and go look at what it looked like. So I think that's one way, I don't think it's about telling yourself either, bro. I think it's about whatever. Just go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about, I guess kind of on that, that's what I loved about Kanye's documentary so much is that you seen everything.
Yeah.
You saw him moving to New York. You saw, him going back to Chicago to tell his mom about the deal that he signed, or the Jesus piece that he bought, and showed her everything. And the receipts were there. You saw him go into Rock Nation and get denied. You saw that, and how powerful that was, on how many people can resonate with that 20 years later. To me, that's considered like one of the best documentaries of all time, because you see who he is now, but you didn't see all of that.
But now, right, here's where people go wrong. There is that, but look at the spiritual life. Personality, right? Huge success. But where's his mental at now? I'm not saying that Kanye is a bad guy. I also can't look into the bigger picture, right? That maybe God sees, of why everything is happening the way it's happening. But I know that the thing that ruined all of his achievements was his mental. So like that's one of the things I stress to people is like, don't lose God, don't lose who you really are in the chase of becoming this thing. So that's another reason why I think that I'm going to have a big platform, is because as much as I love the becoming something and the achievements, it's also important to stress your mental. I have my girl, she does tarot cards, and we pulled a card one day while I was doing like this big YouTube strategy and planning out this summer and all the things I wanted to accomplish. And I was showing her like all these videos that I created. And when I make a video, bro, there's a lot that goes into it. And I was like, yo, I'm going to pull a card. How a tarot card works is like you pull a card and it tells you something. Whatever card you pull, there's like a message behind the card. And I just go over like this huge plan about what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. And the card was the message of the card was basically like, forget everything. Like, redo everything is what the card said. So I erased the entire board. And I wrote at the top of the board, spiritual, or like, my spiritual life needs to be a priority. So I think that that's something that, for people is like, as they try to accomplish more, they also need to get closer to God, or just really, I mean, the fucking fine line is like, you also have to be less. You have to become more in your personality, but you also have to like become less, because I think God is an energy, and God is just, so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You've also detoxed from social media.
Yeah.
You did the video about that, and then I know that you've talked about various times where you would post the video and then just completely delete it.
Yeah.
And has that been something for you that has helped you on your spiritual journey, kind of disconnecting?
Delete the app after I post.
Delete the app. And has that helped you more or less kind of focus more on that spiritual journey? Or is there still some things that with the after effects of social media, as soon as you delete the app, there's still all the lingering effects?
the reason why, bro. So I'm gonna get real, bro. One of the other reasons why I wanted to do YouTube was because I kind of saw something that was a little fucked up, bro. And I saw that the podcast is never going to be successful unless I go on YouTube. Because, listen, people might be able to view me as a success because my Instagram is popping, but I still sleep right there. And I really don't make that much money. And even if, like, let's say the Instagram keeps popping, it's only going to make me so much money. Like, even if I get to 1 million followers on Instagram, the brand deals are still kind of low. Mm-hmm. Zach, you want to come in? You can come in, bro. Yeah. So that was with he's good. So that was the how I can have a good relationship with social media now is I knew the only way to become successful would be to get on YouTube. But I knew that if I wanted to get on YouTube, it was going to be really fucking hard because YouTube's a whole different game, bro. It's like there's like an actual science to it, and I think there's a lot of like our podcast can be good. The clips can be good because of the looks, because of the things we speak about, because of how many times we've done it, how experienced we are. But on YouTube, I don't really have anything going for me. But I also had everything going for me in the sense of like I come from a filmmaking background. I have a desire to do it. So I knew that if I wanted to hit YouTube, I'd have to learn. And the only way I would be able to learn was by detoxing myself from social media. So I guess that's just my advice. Like, the unfortunate thing about social media, at least for me, is like it just weighed so heavily on me and it would really fuck my focus up, bro. The book behind you is called The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. It's all about flow states. And it's all about, the major thing that fucks up our art and our greatness is distraction. Because I've just personally seen it like with me, like I only believe you can do like one big thing a day. After that, I think your capacity, like your load is gone. I think it's done. So for me, like I've just personally seen in terms of the social media stuff, if I wake up and I check my phone first thing in the morning, day is done. I'm not saying that we can't make a good day out of it, but I'm like so far behind versus like if you just delete the social media and do all the things, set yourself up in a system that's conducive to creativity and learning and focus. That's how you get better at something. Like, bro, like when I was trying to get better at football, I never was on my phone. There was no level of phone that was there. And it's the same thing with any skill set. Now the phone and social media, it's integrated a lot into a lot of things we do. But I knew specifically for YouTube, I wouldn't. The phone would do me nothing. Also because the other problem about the phone in terms of being a creator is you're getting blasted with everyone else's message. But how do you find your own? And you find your own by not being on the apps and really doing the work. So that's why I detoxified from the platforms, and that's how I'm able to, really maintain a healthy relationship with it. Is I just realized that social media is where I showcase my art. It's where I showcase my talents, but it's not where I create. And the only way that we're going to become successful is if we really create the best shit we can. And it doesn't involve being on socials. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah,
I think it's an incredible skill because I definitely want to be able to learn from detaching myself from that because it, like you said, it does.
Do you feel like addicted right now? Like, how do you feel? Where are you at with it?
Dopamine definitely is a little bit higher than usual. My baseline levels are definitely higher than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, people want to say it's addictive or not. That's you probably have witnessed in your life there's a certain level of fogginess that goes into waking up, checking my phone. And I truly believe as well, and I know Andrew Huberman talks about it as well, whatever your baseline level is right in the morning, that's going to that sets you up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And if that's the first thing you do, they're shot way up. And now your baseline is here, so you have to do something that's going to overshadow that or overcome that. And there's very few things that can actually do that without either like drugs, alcohol, or all of these incredibly dopamine high level things that can really shoot you past that. So now once your baseline is here, once it goes down, now you have to figure out how you're going to get it back up again. And working out does that, but at the same time, it's serotonin. You know, it'll make you feel good, but the dopamine level that you're trying to get to now is so incredibly high that it might be impossible to reach for the day. So I do believe that taking out your phone first thing in the morning, same thing like you, will do you a great deal, and your creativity, your inspiration, your motivation to get up every day after that will be just as high if you just literally don't check your phone for the first 30 minutes, hour of your day. Because if you just start off with something productive, as simple as making your bed, you're set up for a great day because you've already done something that is literally so minutely small that, okay, now I feel like I can do a little bit bigger task, or I could, all right, after that I could wash my dishes, and after that I might be able to, do something else. I might be able to write something down, journal, or meditate. And I think it's just those little things that really compound in the end to creating a successful day. But there was something in terms
Let me
of
come in.
Yeah.
Bro, could not agree more. I mean, scientifically, there's something called limbic friction, and that's the resistance that you meet when you try to do something hard. So that's that feeling of, I don't want to get out of bed, or I don't want to put my running shoes on, or I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to sit down and edit. And the unfortunate thing, I mean, bro, listen, I've been fucking a lot lately, bro. I'm on the fuck train. You know what I'm saying? So my dopamine is fucking like what I need, like, bro. I'm talking like, and listen, I'm as real as possible, bro. So I'll always fucking be real, bro. And I believe in that shit, bro. I've been coming like 4-5 times a day. That same thing, even with the phone, like, bro, when you spike your dopamine that high, like you said, the only way to get that dopamine back to that same point is with like a drugs or an alcohol. You have to do something that's so artificial to even get you there. And bro, so I'm just a fan of in terms of, bro, when you're really, because I told my girl today, I'm fucking so happy, bro, that she has bar prep. She's gonna take the bar at the end of the summer to become a lawyer. So I'm not gonna be able to see her that much for the next like 10 weeks, which I'm hyped about because, I don't know how much work you could really get done, bro, when you're in Fantasyland all the time. I go to Pleasure Town, USA, every time with my girl. Put the movie on, bro. We get the drinks going. We get the food. We get you know what I'm saying, the intimacy. Why would I want to wake up the next day and go hard? Like, because when I wake up and go hard, bro, success looks like doing a bunch of hard shit that there's no reward. Like, success is literally like, you have to rewrite. You're writing a contract to life that, hey, I'm okay with not feeling good today. I'm okay with just sitting down and typing today. I'm okay with just sitting down and doing marketing today. I'm okay with just sitting down and doing sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But when you're with your girl, you got all these good feelings. So I don't even know if you could truly become successful with a girl, because at least for me personally, it just makes me soft, bro. I just get soft. That's why I like guys when they take a fight for freaking 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, they go to the mountains to train with their boys. Wife's not allowed. I don't know, maybe that's a controversial take, but like, I mean, I've certainly been seeing, like, bro, hanging out with my girl all the time has made me like pretty soft, and that's not good for becoming successful. Another thing is like, bro, women and men have different approaches. And my woman is so smart, bro. She's the smartest girl in the world. But, I feel like the feminine approach is acceptance, but the masculine approach is discipline. So, because I love my girl and because I admire her, I've been following her way, which is like the acceptance way, love everything way. But then I've like gotten toxic with that, because where's the discipline? I'm like sitting here trying to accept the way that I am, but I really don't like the way that I am. So now I need that masculine approach of discipline. Okay, now I need the discipline to change who I am. And that's another thing with relationships, bro, is like men and women have two different, very, very different energies. And like, bro, if you're with someone all the time, I believe, energies start to leak over. So I've also been, feeling intuitively for me and for, that it's time to, spend a lot more time alone. Because, Pleasure Town, USA is very nice and it feels good, but it doesn't really get much done in terms of your future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate, self-improvement. Yes, I do believe it is about improving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't know if there's certain things that you have to change within yourself.
Sure.
And you feel like you need to change. What exactly do you need to change?
Well, I agree, bro. And that's why I'm smart too. So that's why I've been on the acceptance route, because like there are a lot, the hard part about being a man is, a lot of times for my mental health, I go to war with myself, which isn't great, bro. It's really not great. You should accept. You should have that feminine approach there. You should be more loving and more compassionate towards yourself. But I got toxic with that. I stopped, like, bro, it even got to the point where like, it became like this weird thing I would tell myself. Like I woke up late today. Compassion. Didn't go to the gym today. Compassion. Didn't work on my podcast today. Compassion. You know what I'm saying? It became toxic in a sense. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't accept yourself, but I'm just saying you have to understand that can also be a crutch. And I think that's why, I think that too much masculine, too much discipline, bad. Too much feminine, too much acceptance, bad. So that's why, for me, I'm just trying to get a little bit more back to that disciplined masculine approach, but also keep the feminine acceptance, because life is balance, and that's how, yin and yang. That's how you live a good life, bro. Is balance, truly.
Spirituality is something that's incredibly serious to you. You're a practitioner of spirituality, and I know that you listen to the Ram Dasses, the Wayne Dyers. I know that's one of your guys too, the Alan Watts. How do you conceptualize the word spirituality, as it's so taboo now to say, oh yeah, I'm a spiritual person, but everybody says that? How do you conceptualize spirituality, and what does spirituality mean to you?
How do you?
How do I?
Yeah. And what does it mean to you?
I think it's an awareness. Like, I think that I love what you've talked about previously is what was it? You said,
I am the I am.
Yeah.
I am. It's very simple. I am.
I think there's awareness in that, because since birth, we're given a name, but we are never taught how to be aware. Like, that's just the name that's given to me, is Avi. But I'm human, right? Like, I'm a being. And everything around me is awareness. Something that you say to me could trigger something, and now I have to become aware of, well, what is that being triggered? I have a feeling, or I have a fight with somebody, or a disagreement with somebody. There's awareness. I think spirituality is the conceptualization of awareness. When you meditate, you're aware of everything, your thoughts, you're aware of your emotions, you're aware of maybe some aches or pains that your body is feeling. And it's the process of observing that through your lens, and maybe asking yourself these questions of, well, why am I triggered by this? Or why am I feeling this certain way? Or what is my body maybe telling me? Everything is awareness in this life. And spirituality is the breakdown of everything that you are witnessing in this experience of life. So I think that you're a spiritual person if you are, number one, I think that you are incredibly self-aware. But number two, not only self-aware of yourself, but self-aware of other people. So you're observing them, and how what you may say how does it affect them? They call that emotional intelligence. What can I say to you, and now how is that going to make you feel? Are you going to be angry by that? So I might not talk about that, or I may not say that. And that's what I believe the spirituality is. It's a oneness with awareness.
Mhm.
So that's how
I love that.
that's how I think about it.
That's how I think about it too, bro. You know, like you said before, like there's all these things that are happening. Even your name, bro. Like I think your name, like again, stuff. You know, because like I've sat in enough meditation, bro, to like what am I? And you know, am I all like, bro? Your brain is a fucking weird machine, bro. It is a weird thing. Like the fact that you like the crazy thing about the brain is that if you just shut your eyes, it just goes. Like the fact that you can't control your thoughts is insane. That doesn't make any sense, you know. And there's just all this stuff, man, about you, you know. Like I've just sat in things enough to, you know, it was a weird split, bro. It got like existential for a second because, you know, I was like, I'm here witnessing these thoughts, and I'm like, man, they're not me. But like so often I am controlled by the thoughts. If the thoughts say, you know, I'm hungry, I have to go eat. You know, if the thoughts say your partner's cheating on you, now I have to feel insecure about my girl and I have to ask to go through her phone. You know, like I got to this place in meditation where I shut my eyes enough to, you know, realize that mind was just going to go no matter what. And I got to a certain point with it where I started to witness it. And I was like, all right, if I'm witnessing these thoughts and these thoughts are just happening, then I can't be the thoughts because I'm witnessing the thoughts. So who am I? And that's spirituality.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this. You get to this weird intersection, bro, where like there's these two roads, man. Where you realize that, you know, you have a personality and you have an ego, and that involves your mind and that involves your body, your name, you know, whatever. This is your human life. But then there's like this spiritual awareness that you just spoke about. There's this thing that is noticing your human life. It's noticing your thoughts. It's noticing your body. It's the place again that Jesus Christ got to, where you couldn't shake him. You couldn't get to him. You could lay him on the cross. You could ruin his reputation. You could beat him up, you know, make him carry a cross, all these things, but you couldn't get to him because he wasn't this personality. He was he was whatever we are. He got in touch with whatever we are, whatever you truly are. God. That's who he was. You know, I even think like, you know, Christ consciousness, bro. Like I think everybody can get there. I think that was the best thing about Jesus Christ. Do I believe that there's a one God? No, bro. I think truly every single being in this universe has a piece of God inside themselves. And that's what made, this is not popular, but that's what made Jesus Christ so amazing, was like he was one of the only people in the world to find the God inside himself. And then he acted from that place. So that's spirituality, in my opinion, is like, can you find your God self and can you act from that place? But it's hard because personality and life is so seductive, bro. Yeah. But that's why, you know, it requires meditation, you know, because you gotta, if you are a slave to your thoughts, your desires, and your emotions, then, you know, if your thoughts, desires, and emotions tell you you're not good enough, then guess what? You're not good enough. And, you know, my body, you know, told me that I had anxiety, but I didn't agree with that. You know, I got to a place where I was even able to witness the anxiety. Heart's racing, face is going a little numb, but I'm not that. This is just a thing that's happening. It's an occurrence. Yeah. It's stuff, you know, and that is what I think, you know, a spiritual life is all about, is realizing that there's all this stuff going on, but you're not that. You're something greater.
Yeah. I was on my way over here. I was talking to my girlfriend, and she brought this up numerous times, but I realized within myself that I self-sabotage.
Me too,
it's
bro.
Not even just like relate. I self-sabotage my success. I undermine the little. I preach about being 1% better, but I undermine and self-sabotage my 1% every day. Mm-hmm. And I fail to acknowledge and appreciate those small achievements because it was presented to me by her that how do you expect to get all these bigger goals or bigger achievements if you are undermining every little thing that you're doing? If you are undermining the consistency that you've been coming forth with in the new year, or the new added level of inspiration or motivation, or the new added level of how you approach your podcast now. Like, how can I appreciate all of those bigger things or bigger guests if I can't appreciate the guests that I have on now?
Mm.
If I can't appreciate having you on, or Zach on, or John on, or all the other guests that I've had on, how can I expect to reach that level of worthiness to appreciate all of the bigger people?
Mm.
And that's where the self-sabotage comes into play. That I'm so observed by suffering that I like enjoy suffering, ironically. That I'd rather be feeling in that negative state than being curious about the positive, about putting yourself in that positive mindset or attitude that can attract the better things that you want now.
Sure.
But if I'm stuck in that negative mindset, the only thing that I'm going to get from that is negative. There's no positive outcomes.
I have a recommendation.
Yeah.
So again, spiritual life, human life. Listen, I've heard a lot of people talk about manifestation and law of attraction. And, that's kind of like what you're speaking about here. You're speaking about you're not going to become successful until you're grateful for what you already have, because you feel like God won't give you more until you're grateful for what you have. So you're like trying to set yourself up in a vibrational match, in an energetic match to achieve success. I recommend throw that out the window, because I've done that a lot, bro. Oh, like I just need to meditate more, be more accepting, and then things are going to change. Truth is, bro, your pod's not going to fucking work until you send 25,000 emails. Your pod's not going to work until you get bigger guests on. Your content creation is not going to work until you have better video ideas and you get a camera and you execute on them. So that's what I was saying before of like, I've been heavy in this like personality phase, which is like what I didn't want to talk about at the start, is I don't like to truly get to that place where you become a master manifester. I don't know if that works. But what I do know is if you work fucking hard, shit's gonna happen, right? There's like there's a few different ways of luck. I heard someone say once, and there's like a type of luck that's like true luck, like where like Gary Vee answers that fucking message and you send one email and you hit, or there's the type of luck where you hit up Gary Vee every single day, 3 times a day for 365 days in a row, and if he doesn't answer, you keep doing it, So that's my recommendation to you and anyone else that feels like they need to manifest more. No, you don't need to manifest anything. You just need to work fucking harder, and you have to also be honest, bro, when things aren't working. Here I am. We have a podcast. Again, bro, I'm at a place now where I'm so tired of being poor that I'm just trying to do what's necessary to succeed and get myself out of this goddamn place, and what that requires is recognizing when things aren't working. So, again, one of the reasons why I want a YouTube channel is because I don't think you can make money and succeed in an influencer space unless you're a YouTuber. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm not trying to, so that's just my recommendation to you, bro. Like, I like what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, but, and maybe I'm completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. Maybe another day I'm like, no, it isn't about working hard. It really is just about changing your mindset, but changing your mindset is really fucking hard to do. And then, I've had it where my mindset was changed and I was still fucking poor. I felt rich internally, but, things didn't really happen. I think God loves action. I think God rewards action. And I think that if you want to manifest something, instead of sitting there and working on your manifestation powers, if you start taking action, the universe will open up for you that way. So I think it's just about, sometimes just putting in the fucking work.
Yeah. I received that recommendation. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you're currently trying to unlearn?
Unlearn. Um, great question. I am currently trying to unlearn. I want to give you a good one. You know, there's a lot of things I'm trying to unlearn, but I'm trying to unlearn the way I was raised. You know, I come from like a Fox News background. You know, I want to like unlearn. You know, like, do I have to like the president because they're a Republican or because I actually like the president? So I mean, like political views, I'm trying to unlearn. Bro, I'm trying to unlearn. I'm trying to unlearn me. Is really what I'm trying to unlearn. Like, if you took let's say I was a computer program, that's what I'm trying to fucking unlearn, bro. I'm trying to unlearn because, bro, like, I feel I have such a rigid sense of self that I feel like I'm constantly judgmental towards myself, and I'm constantly demoralized because I have such an idea of how I need to be. So when I'm not doing those things, I don't feel like I'm enough. You know, I think that, bro, really, truthfully, what I'm trying to unlearn is how fucking judgmental I am. And I think that I'm judgmental because my dad is a judgmental fuck. And he made me extremely judgmental. It's just like, it's the environment that I grew up in. You know, it's like, bro, if I'm not judging something, then it's almost like that thing doesn't exist, or like, why am I even here? What's the point? You know? And so for me, it's like, but bro, there's certain things that don't need to be judged. Why do I have to, bro? So there's times where I look at a tree and I'm like, fuck that tree. You know? It's like, bro, it's a tree. But really, I mean, it's really more so people. Bro, you know, like anytime I meet someone, bro, I constantly have to say, oh, I'm better than them. Or they didn't work as hard as me. Or, you know, I'm going to be more successful. Or their hair is fucking stupid. Or, you know, don't they, bro? And it can just keep going, bro. And it can get as radical as like, I mean, truthfully, bro, I mean, not to be a dick or like, you know, but it could just be so like a monster, you know, like, bro, like, why am I, there's even been times like, bro, like I'll pick apart someone's beliefs, bro. And like that person, like all that person is trying to do is just fucking be happy, bro. Like, why do I feel the need to pick that person apart and make them feel bad? Truthfully, bro, if someone is acting out, they already feel bad. You know, so I'm trying to unlearn like the judgments of, you know, like, oh, homeless people are bad. These people are bad. Those people are bad. It's like, no one's fucking bad, bro. Like, no one is bad. Like, people just lose their way. So I'm just trying to unlearn, you know, how I feel about life and society and people. I'm trying to unlearn my judgments towards everything because it just makes me not happy because I constantly have to like compare myself to everyone and show everyone how great I am. So I'm just trying to unlearn my need to feel superior.
You think that's ego? Like, do you think that
Of course,
might need to be an ego death?
Yeah, that's certainly what it is, certainly. But I don't know if ego death, bro, is like people say you that happens in you know in psychedelic experiences. But like, bro, ego death is just as simple as, bro, it's what we talked about before, bro. It's when you meditate and you realize that you can't shut your brain off and you realize that you are realizing that your brain is thinking. That's all ego death is. You know, I don't think ego death is like, I had an ego death and then my life changed. You know, I think if you're lucky, it happens that way. But I think ego death is like something you consistently revisit. And that's like the gift, bro, is like you get to become something else or become someone new because you finally realize that this is my current programming. This is how hard I think I can work right now. This is how much control I have over what I can change about my life. This is even, you know, you're like, bro, it gets so minute of like, bro, if I believe that I'm a jealous person, then I'm going to act like a jealous person in a relationship. There's so much beliefs and things that I've had. One was insecurity. People might look at me, bro, and think I'm like this big, secure guy. No, bro. A lot of the reasons why I got haircuts, a lot of the reasons why I went to the gym, a lot of the reasons why I box or ride a motorcycle was all to prove myself. You know, so it's like people think that, you know, I'm this secure person, and really, bro, I'm like trapped in a prison. Because I'm like, you know, I think that I have to be this big, good-looking, charismatic guy. So here I am doing all these things, But am I doing them for me or am I doing them for other people? And I've gotten to a place, where you just want to do what's authentic to you. Because, truthfully, I am blessed to, like, I do like being good looking. I do like riding motorcycles. I do like boxing. Like, I'm now, like, my life is becoming more spiritual in a sense where the things that I do every day, I love to do them. They're not for other people, actually. And that's the best, that's the highest place that you can go. Because now you're creating out of love of the game. You're creating out of being in love. You're in love with life. And when you're in love with life, there's no way you can't be successful because, success comes from being your most authentic self. And that's, that's all I'm trying to learn, bro, is just becoming more authentic.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
There you go. What about you? What are you trying to learn?
Unlearn?
It's a good question. I mean, fuck. So much shit, bro. See, it's hard, bro.
Yeah.
There's so much shit, really.
It's the stuff that you were talking about.
All right. Really, I mean, the highest thing you could do is just, like, catch a fucking vibe and go to the beach and meditate and, be with good people. Get out of your head, bro.
Yeah.
That's, like, really what you want to do.
I'm trying to learn that I'm good enough. I'm trying to unlearn.
You're trying to unlearn that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to unlearn that I'm not good enough. Because truthfully honest with you, bro, I see glimpses of it, and I see it sometimes that incredibly confident person. Truthfully, there are some podcasts that I watch, full transparency, that I feel like I could interview that guest better. From knowing that the questions that they asked that person and knowing the in-depth questions that they could have went into.
I think you're doing a great job today, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to dive deeper into it. And like I told you, when I think when you said that on the last podcast, I think I needed to hear that.
Said what?
The whole thing.
The end, yeah.
Yeah. That the end and truthfully maybe you need to just dive deeper, or maybe you just need to go a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So been spending a lot more time in, quiet space and meditation to really dive deeper within myself, but within trying to go deeper in other people. And trying to learn that I'm just not good enough, that what I'm creating is not valuable. But knowing that it doesn't hit 1 million people doesn't mean that it's still not valuable to other people, because there might be just like 1 or 2 people that need to hear that message. And that's, well, how do you get more people? The 2 or 1 person sends it to another person, and guess what? They send it to another person. And the numbers that I have seen in terms of followers account, like, yeah, you're not that person anymore, but that's beautiful, because you need to be another person. In order for a butterfly to become a butterfly, it needs to grow, and it needs to break out of the shell of a caterpillar. And those numbers don't define me. Like, me having 468 subscribers doesn't define the potential of this podcast. Only having so many followers on TikTok or Instagram doesn't define anything. Or the views that I get on Instagram doesn't define anything. Because it's sending out those 30,000 emails, or 365 messages to Gary Vee, and he sees it that one time.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. The at-bats that I've heard you guys talk about, just keep taking the at-bats. And if you hit and swing and you miss, then that's okay. But you get up and you have to go at-bat again. And I think that when I truly understand that I am good enough, I think everything will fucking shoot its course.
How do you understand that?
You understand it by knowing that you're creating something valuable.
Sure.
And believing it. Not because of what society is telling you, or not because of what the numbers are telling you, because you truly believe in what you're doing. And there are days where I truly believe in it. But becoming so self-sufficient and having to pour into my own cup, I've realized that the water is starting to run out, and how do you refill that cup? Is the belief. You are your own pitcher. You have to pour it back into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pour it back into that cup.
Mm-hmm.
And when it depletes, you have to find a new way to inspire, a new way to motivate yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and a new perspective that's going to pour back into it, even though it might be running out. And unlearning that all of the numbers and the analytics and the reach and all of that, how can you grow your social media? Like unlearning all of those things, and just realize that what you're doing every day will inevitably compound, and what you're doing today is really improving your tomorrow. So that's what I'm trying to learn and unlearn, that I'm not good enough. There's one of my favorite songs. It's called Legacy. It's by Logic, and it ties into a little bit of what we talked about today. I'll read you one of my favorite lyrics in that song, and he says, "How we as humans beings sacrifice health for money. Ain't it funny? Because in the end, we spend all our money on repairing our body and mind when we could have just really spent time." And at the end of your life, your legacy,
Mm-hmm.
what would you want to be remembered for, and what would you want that legacy to look like?
Well, thanks for the fucking real deal question. What would the end of my life look like? Yeah, I mean, bro, again, I'm probably not gonna. I probably would have felt the need in the past to like, come up with this big thing, but today, bro, I would just like to say, at the end of my life, bro, I would like my life to have given people a permission slip to live their own best lives. To truly be authentic. The number one thing that I'm probably gonna stress moving forward, bro, is authenticity. We have a boy that just got a 2 Comma Club 25X award. I could have butchered the name, but it basically just means that you did over $25 million in revenue. It's no joke, bro. And he's got good profit margins too. So he's making a ton of money. And I look at why he made that money. Because I've been around a lot of business owners, and I've been around a lot of business, and people don't make $25 million. Not at 25 years old, 26 years old. So I looked at, I said, hey, well, how did he make all this money? Like, I analyzed his ass. Bro, it smacks you in the face, bro. It's because he was just doing something that was authentic to him, And truthfully for me, moving forward, I just want to do what's authentic to me, which is create content and be inspirational. That's what I do. All the personality stuff culminates into like a few things. 1, having fucking fun. 2, being inspirational. 3, getting better. 4, being a filmmaker. That's it. That's all I want to do, bro, is just do that, And by doing that, the goal would be to allow other people to do what they want to do. What are you? Who are you? What do you want to do? What is it? What do you like to do? How can you do that? Like, how can you do, how can you remove, how can you not give a shit about everyone and everything else? And even your memories, bro. All the reasons, like you said before, every single reason why you feel like you're not good enough. Every single reason why you think it's not going to work. How can you look at your own life, bro, and know that it doesn't even matter if it's going to work or if it's going to, or actually, no. How can you get to a position in your life where it's going to work? Because, bro, listen, you want to talk manifestation, law of attraction? Here it is for you. You do what you're supposed to fucking do. You do what's authentic to you. You do what makes sense, bro. I'm not going to sit here and teach people how to dunk basketballs. I can't dunk a basketball, But can I teach someone how to, live an awesome fucking life? Or no, can I teach someone? What can I do? What can I teach someone? What am I?
Purpose.
Yeah. Yes. I could teach someone how to find their purpose because I found mine. And it's easy for me. So that's really the goal, bro, is just to be authentic and give people a permission slip to also be authentic.
This we're nearing the end here, and I asked John this question on Thursday, so him and I shot a pod.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to close your eyes for a second, and I want you to imagine you're sitting across from yourself. I am you. You're looking at a direct reflection of yourself. What would you tell yourself that you are proud of or most proud of?
You're a motherfucker, man. You're fucking, and right even there, like you're so fucking hard on yourself. Even in that moment, like the first thing that I said to you, which is me, is you're a motherfucker. You know, it's built into my DNA. It's built into my DNA to judge myself, to be hard on myself. So you know what, bro? Stop being so fucking hard on yourself. You're doing great. You know, you're doing amazing. You already beat the odds. I can't even I don't know anyone else like you. You know, bro, you've dealt, man. You've really dealt. And listen, I mean, you can be a cocky son of a bitch sometimes. You could be an arrogant son of a bitch sometimes. But you got a great fucking heart. You got a great heart. And you're gonna do great things. So trust the process. You know, keep your head down and keep those hands moving. You know, keep that body moving because there just has to be a little bit more time that's going to pass, and everything you've ever wanted will come to fruition.
I love that.
Gut.
What's the what do you want to become 1% better in?
These fucking biceps got to grow. No, I don't know, man. I'm gonna learn the guitar, bro. Take this summer, bro. I'm learning guitar, boxing, this thing, that thing, and it's time to fucking, bro. Really, this for all of us, bro. This has to be the last summer we're fucking on Long Island doing this shit, man. Because I can't do it. I can't do it. Let's grow, bro. That's it.
All right. Thank you as always. Where can the people find you on socials?
Before we go, what do you want to be 1% better at?
The process. More patience with myself. More patience. The dynamic between the two, the yin and the yang, the discipline and the acceptance. I also want to trust my own process a little bit more. And that's something I want to become better in. And just really just like self-acceptance. Just that you are where you need to be. This is where you are at. But it doesn't mean that things can't get better. And things might get worse. But being able to be that even keel and stand firm and stand strong and understanding that whatever is ahead, whether it's good or bad, that you'll be ready for it. And you've already seen rock bottom and you've seen a little bit of the top. But the good thing about it is that you know what it takes to get there and you know what you need to do to withstand the lows. And just trusting my process and knowing that everything in due time will come together, because inevitably it always does, whether it's for good or for better. And that's what I really want to become 1% better in, is just trusting that process and knowing that as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, as long as I keep going at it, and as long as I stay consistent and keep creating, that one guest or that one yes will just turn into something monumental. So that's why I want to become 1% better in.
Cut. Jake Moscato. See you on the next one.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for showing support. This is the 1% Podcast. I'm out.